So then, who is winning the 2026 World Cup? I think we have a rough idea now of who the managers will be, what the starting lineup will be looking like, and how the teams will be playing for the more competitive nations at the World Cup next year. Let's have a chat about the teams which could go on to win the World Cup next year. So let's kick things off with France. Now, I've put together a lineup for each of these teams. It's sort of the best and also most realistic team for what we will be seeing at the World Cup. So France's team, this is fantastic. Defense is phenomenal. Midfield attack, it's a very balanced team. Centre attack and midfield, Cherki and Elise. It's a very close call there, but Cherki's goal against Spain, which really was the catalyst for France's potential comeback in that game. You have to remember in that Spain game, by the way, it was a sort of a makeshift defence. Kalulu and Lenglet kind of came in, and Konate, you could argue, came in. Also in the midfield, it's an interesting one. This is where Didier Deschamps is a little bit pragmatic. I've gone for Camavinga here. I think France have a really good shot. It's a stacked team. They've got the attacks ridiculous. When you've got a potential Ballon d'Or winner, a hat-trick scorer in the World Cup final, and probably the best young player in the world other than Yamal, you are a strong contender for the World Cup. Okay, moving on to the next team, we're going to talk about Germany. Now, Germany, actually, I'm going to say it, they were probably, other than Spain, the closest team to winning the Euros last year. Now, this is what I think is probably the most probable lineup for the World Cup. Nagelsmann is a good coach. He was at Bayern Munich before this, and he got Germany playing great football at the Euros. If it was their Cucurella handball was given, they could have very easily have gone on to win the World Cup. I mean, not the World Cup, the Euros. But could they win the World Cup? Potentially. They've got the talent. They've got the manager. Germany definitely could win the World Cup. Moving on to the next team, we have the Netherlands. Now, are Netherlands going to win the World Cup? Let's have a look at their team. Let's start off with a striker, Memphis Depay. Now, if you know who Memphis Depay plays for, I'm impressed. It's called a team going by the name of Corinthians. Now, if you've heard of Corinthians, I'm also impressed. They play in the Brazil League. Now, when you've got a striker playing in the Brazil League, are you going to win the World Cup? Oh, I'm not sure. It's difficult because they have got good teams. Frimpong, Liverpool's new signing. Dumfries is phenomenal for Inter Milan. We know what Van Dijk we can do. Xavi Simons doing very well. Gakpo as well. This is a good side, but I just feel like there's something missing. They were not very good in the Euros. They lost to England, and we'll talk about England next. They were not very good in the Euros last year. Yeah, I'll be shocked if Netherlands win the World Cup. But moving on to England. Now, we have got a new manager, Gareth Southgate. It wasn't, I think we hit a brick wall with Gareth Southgate. If it wasn't for the Jude Bellingham bicycle kick, it would have been an absolute disaster. Let's not forget that. Even though we have just lost to Senegal, Gareth Southgate was not good enough to win us a major tournament. But let's have a look at this new team. With Thomas Tuchel taking over, he could do some good things. And I think this is probably, if I had to guess, his best team. I actually think I've got this spot on. He likes Rashford. He absolutely adores Rashford. It's probably him at left wing. Saka is fantastic. Bellingham is probably our most crucial player. Mentality-wise, he's an absolute beast. Tuchel is one of the best tacticians in the world. He's won Chelsea the Champions League. Their squad was nowhere near the best in the Champions League. So, I mean, this is probably one of the best teams in the World Cup. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens with England. Hopefully, we can win. Right, next up is Brazil, which have just brought in a 5 times Champions League winner manager in Carlo Ancelotti. Now, let's get up what could be Brazil's team for the World Cup. Don't forget, Neymar could be here for the tournament. He is trying to be fit for the tournament. He's been picking up injuries like there's no tomorrow, but if he can make it to the World Cup, he will bring a lot of fire to this team. Their attack is dangerous, by the way. Vinicius Jr., we know how incredible he is. Rafinha's been a contender to win the Ballon d'Or. Rodrigo's been playing for Real Madrid very well recently. Recently as in the last year or two. But overall, a good team. Fullbacks are a bit weak, but I think they should be fine. If Carlo Ancelotti can get the best out of this team, we know how good of a coach he is. Could Brazil finally win their first World Cup since 2002? We'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have a very interesting team to talk about, which is Argentina, which have a 100% record in their last 3 tournaments. They won all 3 of them, 2 Copa Americas in a row, with a World Cup in the middle of them. Can they win 2 World Cups in a row? Well, no team has done it for 64 years, but they have got the greatest footballer of all time, with Lionel Messi and their team. They've got a fairly similar squad to what they had in the World Cup as well. They've got the same manager. Big issue for Argentina is winning 2 tournaments in a row. It's difficult. Copa America is different. The competition's a lot more low. It's going to be difficult. But when you've just won 3 tournaments in a row and you've got such a good squad, you're a contender. Shall we now have a talk about the bookies' favourites to win the tournament? It is Spain. Now, they have just came off winning the Euros. They did just fall short in the Nations League, but they have got a phenomenal team. This is very exciting period for Spain. Lamine Yamal is arguably the best footballer in the world right now and one of the favourites to win the Ballon d'Or. Pedri has been, for me, one of the best midfielders of the season. We had the Ballon d'Or winner in Rodri. Spain have got a great side. We see the Spain, and in upgraded Spain from the Euros, they can win the World Cup, and I think they're the team to beat right now with the football they are playing. Now it's time to talk about our final team of this video, which is Portugal, who've just won the Nations League. So surely they've got a really good chance to win the World Cup? I'm not so sure. I actually don't think they've got a chance. Let me explain. Now, if we look at Portugal's team, it's fantastic. Midfield, they've got Ronaldo at striker, arguably one of the greatest footballers of time. He is 40 years of age, but if he goes to the World Cup, you basically can't put him on the bench. Portugal have a really good squad. The issue with Portugal, though, is their manager. Roberto Martinez is the manager for Portugal. He was the manager at Belgium. And if you have a look at the team which Belgium had in their prime, the fact that he couldn't win them a World Cup, for me, it's inevitable that he won't be able to win a World Cup or Euros with Portugal. They've got all the talent in the world, but I just think their coach is tactically limited. They will eventually get matched up with a team which is too tactically well set up, and I think they'll fall short, unfortunately. Ronaldo, I don't think will be lifting at the World Cup trophy. I do believe, unfortunately, he will be instead lifting up a tissue to wipe the tears off his face when he doesn't win the World Cup. I really don't think it's going to happen, but I could be mistaken. And that is the end of today's video. Feel free to leave your comments. I would love to hear different perspectives, different points of views. That is how I can move forward with these kind of content and make similar videos around these topics. We'll see what I do. This is my first football video. I haven't made a video like this before. So subscribe if you want to see more of this. Thank you for watching this all the way through. I'm trying different content now. It's great. But yeah, that's the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.